Alright, you fudging legends. Let's talk about Arsenal. And I don't want to hear a single shiz-tinged sob story about it.
What do you think of the current Arsenal situation of sort of 6 years now, 5-6 years without a trophy, but they're building and they're sort of getting better each time?
That's a tall building now. The building is tall. There's a lot of the building is really tall. It's, you know, that's big.
Let's look at this like cold-blooded analysts, like people who just care about the game and the absolute carnage that's about to be unleashed. Last season was something else, wasn't it? The stats tell you one fudging thing. They were brilliant. They fought for the Premier League title. They reached a Champions League semi-final. You don't get there by luck. You get there because you've got a system, you've got players, and you've got a gaffer who knows what the shiz he's doing. They were a problem for everyone. Their defense was solid.
Your pillar of strength is your two centre-backs, trust me. Saliba and Gabriel are the best partnership in the league. I've been saying it for the last 2 and a bit years. They are the best partnership in the Premier League. Van Dijk's the best centre-back, I think. But the best partnership is these two. They cover each other. One goes in, one goes short. They trust each other. They cajole, they push each other on. They look like they're battling to be the best between them, let alone everybody else.
Their midfield was a goddamn metronome, and their attack, for the most part, was fluid. But here's the cold, scary, fudging truth. Here's the analytical shiz. When it mattered most, they lacked a final piece. A single, ruthless, game-changing piece of the puzzle. When they faced the very best, the ones with no forgiveness in their souls, they couldn't just blow them away. Look at the Champions League semi-final. You saw them break down Real Madrid. It's a fantastic effort. It's beautiful football. But then they lost to PSG. It was a beautiful, elegant, but ultimately predictable system. They needed a moment of sheer, unadulterated genius. A single spark of shiz-your-pants brilliance, like Dan Rice did to Real Madrid.
I want to say, man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
An unpredictable, chaotic talent to turn the entire game on its head when the system hit a brick wall. And they didn't have it for its one game. It was like a perfectly built car with no nitrous. They weren't broken. That's what people get wrong. The team wasn't broken. They just had a fudging gaping hole in their final form. And in this fudging sport, in this league, being incomplete is the difference between being a winner and being an almost. But what they've done this summer, it's not about redemption. It's not about being a nearly team anymore. It's about a cold, hard, tactical, nuclear response to their biggest weaknesses. They went out and they got the exact players to solve their exact problems. And that, my friends, is why this new Arsenal team is so fudging scary. First up, let's talk Eberechi Eze.
Eberechi Eze to Arsenal. Here we go, deal done for Crystal Palace player to leave the club and join the Gunners after their hijack in the last 24 hours. Eze had an agreement on personal terms with Tottenham. The deal was very advanced with Crystal Palace, but not done. And then Kai Havertz injury.
My fudging word. The guy is the solution to their creative problem. While their system is beautiful, when it came up against a deep block, they sometimes struggled for that single piece of magic. That moment of pure, unpredictable shiz that unlocks a defense. That's what Eze is. He's not a cog in the machine. He's the fudging artist who can scribble outside the lines. He can glide through players like they're not even there. He can make a pass no one else sees, and he can score a banger out of nowhere. He's the anti-system player they needed to make the system unstoppable. You put him in that midfield with those players, and suddenly a team can't just park the bus, because he'll find a way through it, and he'll do it with a smile. And then we got Zubimendi. The man, the myth, the fudging legend. You think that midfield was solid before? This dude is on a different level.
Un grande, ya lo he dicho que para mí ya sabéis que es un futbolista de los segundo mejor del mundo con Rodrigo.
He's not just a destroyer. He's a deep-lying playmaker who can control the tempo of a game like a goddamn symphony conductor. His passing range is absurd. He doesn't just sit in front of the back four. He dictates the entire fudging game from deep. You think teams were having trouble getting past Arsenal before? Now they have to get past a brick wall who is also a genius with the ball at his feet. He's the piece that brings a different level of control and calmness to the team. A player who makes a good midfield fudging world-class. He's a tactical masterclass in a single player. And he's going to make a scary team even scarier. But you know who the real showstopper is? The real final piece of this terrifying puzzle? Viktor Gyokeres. Oh my god, Gyökeres. The guy is a Viking, a beast, an absolute monster. Arsenal's attack was great last season, but sometimes they needed a pure, single-minded goal scorer. Someone who lives for the final, devastating finish. That's Gyökeres. He's not just a striker. He's a fudging battering ram with a rocket launcher for a foot. He's got that ruthless streak, that single-minded, feral focus that you just don't see in most players. He's the finisher they needed. The guy who's going to stand in the box and just say, "Give me the ball. I'll handle the rest." He brings a physical presence and a terrifying goal threat that will change everything for this team. So, you see? This isn't about emotion. This isn't a fan's dream. This is a cold, calculated reality. A team that was almost perfect went out and bought the players to fill every single gaping fudging hole in their game. They got the creative genius, the tactical engine, and the goal-scoring beast. The old Arsenal was a great team, but this new Arsenal is a completed machine with no obvious flaws. It's a fudging monster. This isn't just a new season. This is a new era of footballing dominance. They are coming for every single trophy, and they have the perfect arsenal, the perfect weapons to do it. And that, my friends, is why this new Arsenal team is so fudging scary. They filled every single gap, and there is nothing left to stop them. Nothing at all. The old Arsenal was scary, but it had a ceiling. It had a limit. This new one? This new shiz is different. You still have the tactical genius of Martin Odegaard. He's not just a captain, he's a conductor, a fudging tactical general on the field. Last season, he had to drag a great team forward. Now, he's got all the pieces he needs. His vision is going to be even more terrifying now that he's got a Gyökeres to hit with a through ball. His job just got 1,000 times easier and 1,000,000 times more deadly. He's the guy who's going to pull the strings for this entire terrifying operation. But that's not even the half of it. You've also got the young guns, the kids coming through who are ready to punch the fudging lights out of anyone who stands in their way. I'm talking about Nwaneri. The guy is still just a kid, but he's already shown flashes of pure brilliance. He's got that raw, electric talent that can change a game in an instant. And now, he's got role models, a whole damn team of them, showing him the way. And then there's Max Daumann. My God, they're saying he's the next big thing. And from what we've seen, it's not just talk. This kid has a confidence, a technical ability that's completely off the charts. He's the future, a future that's coming fudging fast. While most teams are just getting ready for this season, Arsenal has already secured a terrifying future. A future where players like Daumann and Nwaneri are a regular part of the rotation, a depth of talent that other teams can only dream about. And let's not forget the final brutal twist, the fudging spanner in the works. They went out and they got Noni Madueke, a man from a rival club, a man with explosive, chaotic speed, and the kind of dribbling that leaves defenders questioning their whole life's purpose. They didn't just buy a player, they bought a rival's secret weapon and put him on their bench. He's not just a new face, he's a statement. A cold, hard reminder to the rest of the league. We will take your best players, we will add them to our best team, and we will leave you with nothing. And then, just when you thought it couldn't get any more fudging savage, they brought in Ricardo Calafiori. This is the kind of shiz that keeps opponents up at night. He's a defender who can play anywhere across the backline, a center back who carries the ball like a midfielder, and a left back who can defend like a goddamn general. This isn't just about having a great starting 11. It's about having a defense so deep and so terrifyingly versatile that it's impossible to prepare for. They now have a player who can adapt to any system, any style, any opponent. They have a defensive weapon that makes them tactically unpredictable and unfudging stoppable. He's the final nail in the coffin. A brutal, beautiful statement that says, "We will not be scored on, ever." So you see, this isn't just about 3 new players. This is about a whole fudging philosophy. A team that was already great went and got the best. A team that already had a core of leaders and brilliant players went and added pure, unfiltered chaos. A team with a solid foundation went out and added game winners and tactical masterpieces. The old Arsenal was a good team, a respectable team. This new Arsenal is a monster, a relentless, unstoppable, multifaceted beast. They're not just here to win, they're here to dominate. And that's why they are so fudging scary.